Hey everyone, welcome to the first release of Secret Stash. If you are new here on Secret Stash, this is our bi-weekly rotational subscription of interesting coffees that I curate. And this is our first release, which is an absolutely incredible time to get in on this. I am very, very proud we were able to pull this off, but this is a coffee from one of my friends, from two of my friends actually. Here is Hydrangea Coffee Roasters Wave Natural from Ecuadorian coffee producer Pepe Jijon. And this coffee is roasted by our good friend Bill, who runs Hydrangea Coffee Roasters. This is a natural typica mejorado, and it's one of the cleanest naturals I've tasted, and this is such a great coffee to start all of this off. We only have so many slots for a Secret Stash. You know, this is our cool coffee club for those of you who want to get a little bit deeper, get a little bit nerdier, but more so experience interesting flavors from all over. We've had coffees from so many different regions with various types of processing, various varietals, so many interesting things, and this is the type of coffee I want to start off the year with, which is this awesome coffee from Ecuador. Without further ado, let's brew and taste. I can't wait for you all to try this coffee. I mean, it is incredible. Pour this coffee in. As with all of the Secret Stash coffees, smell it when it's getting ground and smell it when it is being brewed. This is a great coffee if you want to experience what yellow florals smells like. Yellow, actually there's a lot of yellow, tropical in here. You get a lot of like apricot, mango. Mangosteen is also another flavor note that you could say. Yellow florals, it's all in there with this Pepe coffee. This is also a coffee where I think by the time you guys get it, it'll start to open up. This is a light roasted coffee. Let it rest. And also feel free to push this coffee hard. I think there are so many different directions you can make this coffee taste. Of course, try out the recipe that we included on the card, but feel free to play around with other recipes and let me know what you guys experience. So we'll let this finish up brewing. Already smelling amazing. All right, last pour there. We'll let this wrap up and we will begin tasting. But this is such an expressive coffee. This might be one of your first times tasting coffee from Ecuador, but also a really clean natural. This is a great example of all of the good stuff of naturals in a coffee, where you get some of that heavier fruit, you get some of that more expressive fruit quality, that sweetness, but you're not getting any of that weird funkiness that you may not like if you're a true coffee connoisseur, right? I find that when I curate coffee for Secret Stash, preferences are everywhere. Some people like, expressive clean. Some people love the crazy processed stuff. This is going to be somewhere in the middle where it's going to check enough of the box on both sides. So hopefully you enjoy this release. But anyway, here we go. Done. Yellow florals. I mean, if you can think about one color when you're smelling this coffee and when you're tasting it, I would say yellow. You definitely can smell that there is a natural component to this, but it is not a funky natural. It's not something that is overriding any of the things in the cup. I would say this is still a very florality-focused cup, at least when I'm smelling it. Let's give it a taste. So what I'm experiencing is I'm getting a lot of yellow florals up front when it is hot. That florality is then tied together to, I would say, tropical acidity. Apricot is something that I am experiencing here. And then the rest of the cup is just clean and sweet. You do get some of that linger that you may experience in other naturals, but it is not a super funky natural. It's like fruit sweet. That's like the type of thing I'm experiencing on the linger on my palate. Now let's taste it when this has cooled. The acidity is starting to peak up, but the acidity is kind of wrapped up in this really nice yellow florality. And then what I'm mostly experiencing now is just linger of sweetness on my tongue. Again, no weirdness, no funkiness. There is that heavier body that I'm experiencing from, say, the natural process, but it is not anything that is rough or, crazy feeling on my tongue that's lingering there. It's just this nice structured sweetness that's just there. And that's the really nice thing with a well-processed natural and a well-roasted natural, is that we're not experiencing, especially with this recipe, we're not experiencing anything that's imparting any sort of off flavor in the cup. Like, this is just a great cup of coffee. It's fruity enough for those of you who like funkier coffees and processed coffees, and it's clean enough for those of you who like that clean, expressive profile. I think this is a fantastic representation of well-processed natural coffees and a great example of good roasting. We're tasting what the coffee is supposed to taste like. We're tasting the work that the producer, in this case Pepe, has put into the coffee, and we're tasting a well-brewed cup. I'm gonna get way too caffeinated. I've been drinking coffee all day, but this is a fantastic coffee, and this is the first release of Secret Stash this year. We are opening up slots. We've opened up slots last year, and we're kind of building up more and more as we've grown this subscription and we've grown the people who are a part of this. I mean, I am so happy that this many of you support us and support this type of effort. It is not easy for us to get some of these coffees all, going. Like, we got so many different coffees, but this is what it's all about. And I wanted to get that first release to be something that you guys can enjoy, that's memorable, and it's a great representation of collaboration and work, and it's just a great coffee. So if you have any questions on Secret Stash, if you have any questions on coffee or X-Boom, please reach out and let us know. But I want to thank you all for joining Secret Stash. I want to thank everybody who's been on this subscription for a while, and I want to thank everybody new who is getting into this. But we only have a limited number of spots, and yeah, that's how it is. So if you have any questions, again, let me know. But thank you so much for spending the time to watch this video, and thank you so much for picking this coffee up and especially tasting it. Please taste this coffee. It's amazing. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.